certainly hasn't been the year that any of us expected. And tonight, again, our kids laid it on the line for us, especially defensively in effort, and got us a couple turnovers. And we struggled a little on third down. That was about the only thing, and allowed them to keep the ball the entire third quarter. But offensively, it's just there are zero excuses of how poorly we're playing at times, and we really struggled to protect tonight. They did a really nice job. You have to give them some credit, but um, we we have struggled offensively, and that is unacceptable the way we're playing.
Go Ferg, Mike, Brett, Daryl to start. Why do you think that your offense struggled to throw the ball as much as Kentucky team has really struggled this season?
Yeah.
The pass just didn't seem to get it downfield very often in this game.
No, every time it either, again, I'll probably need to watch the film. I could be wrong on this, but it sure seemed like from the clips I saw, the times we've got to turn it loose, and most of the time there wasn't enough time for him to feel comfortable to turn it loose. Now they played a ton of quarters coverage or cloud coverage where they were protecting the roof pretty well, and we've been able to run the ball effectively against that all year, and we're doing that. Truthfully, the last possession of the first half and the only possession we had in the third quarter. But then you get, to where the time is running down and you don't feel comfortable just taking a chance of running it all the time. And we got in those cases, and we just never could protect against their twist games. And we'd get something going, and then obviously have a sack and get a negative play that killed the drive. So in a game like this where the possessions are very few, it felt like you're going to have to protect, and we certainly didn't do that tonight.
Coach, you gave Ashton the start tonight, but you pulled him late, and then ultimately went back to Ashton. Can you walk us through Ashton's performance tonight and decision to pull him, but then put him back?
Yeah, he should have turned some loose in the first half, and then we wanted to see if Jackson could come in and give us a spark. Then the switch back obviously was just because we were struggling so to protect. He's a little more elusive in the pocket. We thought he might have a chance to, extend some runs there on the 2-minute drive with his legs.
Coach, after tonight, are you concerned about losing the confidence of this team moving forward?
I'm concerned about that after every loss in today's time, particularly how we've lost games and how close we've been to winning games. That's always a concern that you have. And I'll say this about the staff and what I just told the kids in there is they can hold their head extremely high, how they've prepared and how they've come to work and the effort that they've given, particularly on defense. And I thought special teams played well tonight too. They can hold their head high, and they've returned every week and prepared and gone to battle again. And they deserve, better results than we've gotten this year. And that's sickening and frustrating and just heartbreaking.
Coach, when a defense like Kentucky struggles so much all year and has a successful game plan, it looked like when you guys came out of the huddle, you ran some really effective plays. When you didn't, they almost looked like they knew what was coming. Talk about that, walk us through that.
Well, we stayed in the huddle, and then again, you have one drive in the third quarter, and we just said, man, we've got to pick up the tempo to try to get more possessions. And I can't remember exactly how many we had in the fourth quarter. Was it 2 or 3? But it wasn't many. And just decided, hey, the possessions are so limited. We can't huddle anymore. The time is clicking off.
Go Jason.
With the problems on the offensive line, first, just no look at anybody else there, and then second of all, max protect, doing something to help those guys.
We did. We max protect every third down in the second half, and still got sacked.
Coach, the Auburn family was very loud and outspoken at the end of the game tonight. What's your message to them after a game like tonight?
Yeah, like I've said all year long, my job is to get this team ready to play and win games, and we have failed to do that this year, and it's frustrating. I still believe we're really close, and I know that that team plays hard for this university, and it's sickening that we haven't delivered. No one wants to do that more than I, and our family loves it, our staff loves it. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm frustrated too. I get it, and we all know that when we sign up for this, and we accept what comes with it. But you know, I love what we're doing here, and it's just, but we haven't gotten the results, and that's frustrating.
You kind of touched on it, but for the fans here that want to change the leadership with this program, what is your direct response to them in this moment of frustration?
Well, I wish I could ask for patience, but that's not really something that people want to give in this day and time, and I understand that. I just know that we're so dang close, and if we had a few things go our way earlier in the year, I think we're looking at a whole different deal. But it didn't, and that's life, and that's the game of football, and it teaches us a lot of great things and a lot of tough things, and we'll get up and go to work and get ready for the next one. And I know these kids will. It's hard, it stinks, and I'd love for their patience, but I understand that you're probably not getting patience from them, because they want to see a better product on the field, and so do I. So I understand it.
This is another game where the defense was lights out. I mean, giving up just 10 points. What do you say to the leaders of that unit to keep those guys engaged and get another performance like this?
Yeah, that's the hardest thing that you just asked. That's the most difficult thing, is never quite experienced this before, and it's very frustrating for one unit to play so well and not get results. And so that is the hardest thing. The I tell you, Keldrick Falk is one incredible young man and leader, great football player too. But um, he and Champ have done a great job of handling a lot of the young kids, because there's a lot of young kids on that side, and they do get frustrated, and it's and as they should, and they've done an incredible job, as have the staff. DJ and that staff have done a fine job of always rallying and being a team win, team lose. But there's no question that it's difficult to look, to look at them and know the effort and outcomes that we have, and their product is much better than the outcome.
Over here in the faithful discussion.
Coach, what's your assessment of the offensive line now, and then your expectations moving forward?
Well, again, without watching the film, we took a pretty good kicking tonight. Run game was pretty decent, but pass pro, we had very little chance to sustain. It felt like, and again, I'll know more Monday when I watch the film and see if there were times. There were times the ball could get out of our hands, and we're not turning it loose. But there's a lot of times that there was pressure there pretty quick.
When it comes to scoring points, the offense has had a hard time actually scoring points. What are you? That's how you win a game. What are you guys going to do moving forward in order to score touchdowns on the offense?
We've got to figure out a way to give our quarterback either time to deliver the ball, or turn it loose if that's the case. And we've worked on that the last 3 weeks, and we still are struggling to either turn it loose or in the protection scheme. Obviously, running the football helps, and just throwing RPOs, that would be really nice. But it got into a possession game in the second half where that really wasn't feasible. If you have one negative run, you're behind the chains. And we tried it one possession, and I think we had a 1 yard loss, and now the clock's running again. And so we've got to shore up our protection and get quarterbacks to deliver the ball.
Brian, for the last one.
Do you feel like you and your offensive staff have held your side of the ball the same accountability, the same attention to detail as they have on defense?
We've discussed that the last 3 weeks, and I assure you, it's something that I know for a fact has been elevated and demanded, and it's just it's not showing up right now on the field.